Hello again everybody, I hope you're all doing well, and it's somewhat of a topical video today, but we're going to stay away from the politics and focus on what we do best, which of course is football shirts, and I thought it might be interesting to have a look at all of the football shirts that are currently being worn by Ukrainian Premier League teams. Now the league has been ongoing for quite some time, though currently of course for obvious reasons it is currently suspended, and I thought once we have a look at these club shirts, we thought maybe once things, hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is resolved, we might want to buy these shirts and help support some of these clubs, because I feel like a lot of them will be struggling financially once things start to get up and running again. And it's always kind of an issue anyway in Ukraine, because I've got like this Metalist shirt there, they don't exist anymore in the current form. Dnipro shirt behind me again don't exist in the current form. They have Phoenix clubs, which you will see in this list, but it's always they're always teetering on the brink of collapse anyway. With regards to the images I'm going to show you, I think I have everything correct. It's quite difficult. I've been collecting images of shirts for years now. When we get to certain countries and certain leagues, it's kind of difficult sometimes to figure out specifically if it actually is the shirt for this season or if it was last season, because some of the resources are not the most accurate. And also it's difficult sometimes to determine what's the home, what's the away, because they don't either advertise it, because a lot of them don't have club stores. So hopefully it's correct. I think it's as best as I possibly can be. If you're Ukrainian yourself or you know about Ukrainian Premier League and you notice something wrong, just let me know so I can update my own records, which will be very good. So we'll just work our way through like we usually do, and of course usually with like this sort of thing, pronunciation errors and issues may definitely occur. So FC Chornomorets Odessa home shirt, and it's a Kelme shirt, and it's not the most exciting. It's sort of black with this blue sort of stripe running on the front. Has a Ukrainian flag, which a lot of these shirts will actually have, which is of course very, very nice. No sponsor on the front there, just on the sort of the shoulders, sort of clavicle area. Parimatch, which are actually a company that do sponsor quite a few teams in this league. The away shirt I think is a little bit better, has a sort of design running on the front, sort of dotted diamond effect. Quite cool. I quite like the blue and the white colour combination. Next we have FC Desna Chernihiv Nike shirt. And it's just a pretty standard template. You've got this sort of wavelength sound wave running across the shoulders down the arms, and then you have two shades of blue and the sort of faint horizontals. The away shirt is the same template, just a different colour set. You've got primarily white with sort of a silvery trims and details. Now we have Dynamo Kiev, probably the joint most popular team in the league, and I suppose in Europe as well. New Balance shirts. Pretty cool. You don't see New Balance floating around too often. This one, there are shirts that you can get with sponsors, but this is the only one that I could really see that was a decent quality. Another Ukrainian flag on the chest there. The away shirt is just the same template. It was just a different colour set. Now it's going for sort of darker colours. You've got your navy and your light blues. And you have the third shirt, which is actually a shirt that they used last season, but apparently they used it once against Benfica, I think it was, in European competition, though not necessarily for any particular reason, because there's no clash. So I'm not really sure why they did that, but it is pretty cool. Anyway, FC Inhulets Petrov, it's a Homa shirt, and it's quite cool actually. This sort of yellow one here, it reminds me a little bit of a Adidas template with this sort of subtle pattern that you may or may not be able to tell in the image, and sort of the red trims. The away shirt is definitely a Homa shirt. You've seen this floating around. I think I've seen some Welsh Premier League teams with this one. Not my favourite design, but it's still really cool with regards to the club. Then we have FC Kolos Kovalivka, and it's another Nike shirt. I quite like this one with regards to the gold sponsor and the crest. The crest is interesting, just got the K and K, which is quite cool. I quite like those interesting, weird sponsors. The away shirt is literally just the reverse of the colours, so what was white is now black, and what was black is now white, apart from the sleeves, which are just remaining to be white. Now we have FC Lviv, which is a Yako-sponsored shirt. It has their sort of typical sort of little symbols running across the shoulders. It's just blue and white, nothing too crazy. The away shirt is literally all blue, and it has this sort of subtle geometrical sort of wavy pattern running down the front there. Third shirt is a little bit better, probably the best of the three I'd say. It is sort of red with a sort of a orangey, slightly goldy colour running across sort of the sleeves, shoulders, and the sort of the hem of the bottom. Now we have FC Mariupol. It's a Puma shirt, and I quite like this one because it has a little bit of unique signifier on the front there. It has this graphic of what I can only imagine is some sort of tower, probably in the city, and there is some Ukrainian, I can only imagine, which is at the bottom also. Plus I quite like the purple. This one is the away shirt, and it's orange and black. I suppose people might get it mixed up with Shakhtar Donetsk because they wear orange also. But I really like this one. I prefer this one probably over the home. FC Metalist 1925 Kharkiv. So this is the Phoenix Club for that one which no longer exists. They are also with Puma, and it has this sort of honeycomb hexagonal pattern running down the front, which is very Puma-esque. Then you have the away shirt, which is the same design and template, but this time we've gone for a slightly darker sort of arm, blue and navy blue. And the third shirt is just simply the same thing again, but all black. I do quite like this one. I like the silver sort of logos. Then we have FC Minaj, which is really cool, this one. It's Kelme. I like the little Kelme paw print on the sort of little indent on the sleeves. And this one kind of reminds me a little bit of those Puma shirts, which you'll see later on, which, you know, where they've just got the club name, and then it's, some people obviously don't like those. They're not the most popular shirt, but I like the fact that it's sort of between the two colours of the Ukrainian flag. Then you have the away shirt, which follows the same template, just a different colour set. It is pink, so this is one I probably would want to get myself, and I think I really like this shirt. Then we have FC Alexandria. This is a Nike shirt, and it's just pretty simple, really. Just yellow, has the sponsor on with this weird, interesting logo, sort of digital effect. And then you have the away shirt, which follows another Nike template with sort of this triangular sort of tessellation pattern running down the front with slightly different orientations of the design, slightly different colour on the sleeves. And then the third shirt is another Nike template with just these diagonals running down the front. It is in white and then silvery colours. Then we have FC Ruk Lviv, and it's Macron, and I think possibly it's my favourite shirt in the whole of the collection, which makes sense because Macron are really good. What you have here, though, is you've got the crest, which is the crest is already really cool anyway, and then they've just sort of enlarged the crest, and it's on the front of the shirt. That looks really, really cool, and then you've got all this other sort of stuff, jaggedy lines running down the front. Very, very interesting. Then you have the away shirt, which is effectively similar to the home one, just not as crazy with regards to the additional details. I think if I was to go for one, I'd go for the home. Then we have Shakhtar Donetsk, the other big team that we're all very familiar with. You've got their standard orange, which is very, very popular. This is really cool. It's a Puma shirt, and it looks really good with their sort of alternative, sort of between a solid orange and the sort of camouflage styling. Then you have the away shirt, and I've actually seen this in person. I have a friend who actually bought this directly from the store, literally just before all what's occurred has happened, so they were very lucky to receive it. And it's very, very nice. It looks good. The orange and the black works really well together. And then, of course, you have the third shirt, which is of that Puma template that I was mentioning. Again, it's one of those ones where, for me personally, I'm not a huge fan, but I'm sure there's some people out there that prefer this style. Then we have FC Voshkla Poltava, and it's their home shirt. It's Nike. It is that sort of diagonal template that we're seeing with other teams. Green, two different shades. Then you have the away shirt, which is the same template. It's a little bit more difficult to tell because it's just white and a sort of silvery grey white. Not the most exciting of shirts. Then you have the third shirt, which is really, really nice. I've never seen this design before, this sort of template. I don't know if there's any other teams that have it, but it's sort of like this, I don't know, dashed. It's almost like it's, I don't know, like a Aboriginal style sort of painting or sort of artwork running across the neck and the sleeves. I think that's really, really cool. Then we have FC Zorya Luhansk, and this has got a Nike one with a sort of the wiggly line template that runs across the shoulders and the arms there. I actually really like that. The colour combination is really good. Then you have the away shirt, which is just a simple black and sort of anthracite combination of colours. It's not too bad either. And then you have the same sort of template this time. It's just the red and the black, which is usually what they wear for their home, but this has it down for the third. Then you have NK Verez Rivnier, and it's another Kelme shirt. It's red. It has these sort of, I think, look like they are gold trims running across the sort of shoulders and the Kelme logo. The away shirt has a little bit more of a subtle design running across the front. It is black, sort of like, I think it's like a dotted effect there, which is not too bad. And then their third shirt is just a little bit more simpler, pure white with sort of blue and red trims. And there's sort of like a little dashed effect running across the front, which sort of reminds me a little bit of an Adidas template. Then we have, finally, SC Dnipro 1, which again is the Phoenix Club of that Dnipro shirt that I have behind me. It has that similar sort of template with the sort of wiggly lines running across the shoulders, two different shades of blue. And then this final one is just a very, very simple shirt. It is all yellow, has a sponsor, and there's not really much going on. But that's it. Those are all of the shirts that I believe are being worn or have been worn during the Ukrainian Premier League. There's some really cool stuff in there. It's just a little bit difficult trying to find places to buy them because some places don't have online stores. So it's a matter of trying to find someone who is willing to send them who lives there. But who knows what will happen. Hopefully good things happen going forwards. Some really cool ones. I only have 4 Ukrainian shirts myself. I have these 2 here. I have a Dynamo Kiev shirt, and I of course have a Shakhtar Donetsk shirt, which is actually player issue version, which is quite cool. So I'd love to add a few more, but we'll just have to see how that pans out. Anyway, that's the sort of the list of Ukrainian shirts. The rest of the video this week are just going to be pretty simple unboxings. I've got a exceptionally rare football shirt, and then a shirt for a club that's actually really popular, but it still looks really, really nice. Anyway, as always, hope you guys have a great week ahead. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.